Let's see if this actually makes it into a video. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. I decided to pull a couple of shards for the summon rush because it was brought to my attention that I could do that for very little investment. Let's jump in and see what we can do. I don't think I want any of these champions, so I'm not going to boost their rate. You don't have to choose any of them, which is pretty cool knowledge. I'm going to pull 4 Sacreds, and we're going to do a couple 10 pulls on the Ancient Shards. Probably this is not going to make it into a video, and I will just summarize this in another video. Or maybe what I'll do is this will be the beginning of a new video, so we'll maybe after this transition into the next topic. Ambassador Lethalin, actually not bad. Not a bad champion. All 4 epics as per usual. And then let's do 2 10 pulls on the Ancient Shards and see what we... Oh, there's a legendary! Ultan of the Shell! That was quite unexpected. Actually, this guy's new for me. I did not go for him the first time he was in the game. His multipliers are pretty bad, and he does not pair really well with Owella for any reason, but it is definitely cool to have him. He has an attack in all battles aura. Maybe I can find a use for him. If you use him, let me know. I need to make some more space real quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, let's do one more Sacred and one more 10 pull on the Ancients. Remember, if all goes well, or as planned or whatever, we should be getting 2x Ancients on Friday, December 8th. Okay, I think that gets me everything that I need. And shout out to whoever mentioned this in the comments section. Oh, we need slightly a little bit more. All right. Now on to part 2 for whatever we're doing in this video that I haven't figured out yet, but I'm sure is super important. As it turns out, we do actually have an important topic to discuss today. I'm sure my Steelers shirt's going to be in and out of the video, so let's get that out of the way right now. They looked like a pile of crap on the field yesterday, so big shout out to my other Steeler fans. And Cardinals fans, I don't know how long did you pray for that miracle? But anyway, we're talking about Shadowkin in Arena today. And as you can see, as I'm hiding behind my roster up here, I have a lot of Shadowkin. I, in fact, have the majority of them. And so I feel quite knowledgeable on this topic. And we have some sweet teams to discuss here. Now, I think that basically you can use whatever team you want to use, whatever champions that you have, but I'm going to show you like a couple easy successful teams that I think would be worth your time. I think the majority of us are going to have a Genbo, and he's probably the best damage dealer that everybody has, but he's also just a good damage dealer. Like one of the best epic damage dealers in the game, and then he has that sweet like ignore unkillable stuff, like I forget the exact wording, like reducing the buff duration. Either way, he's gonna be very clutch in a lot of situations here, especially if you want to get the 51 wins that you need in order to get to the top of your classic arena. So who would we pair with him? I think most of the time we're going to want Lady Kimmy. We have his speed aura, which is another benefit to having him, and we typically want a speed champion to go with that. If you have your Lady Mikage, she's going to pair really nice here. We can set her up with some accuracy to stun the opponents, so that we can go Lady Kimmy into that stun, and then you have an open spot here as to what you would want to do. I would say Genbo would be very great. Genzin and Genbo, excuse me, would be great. If you have a Yumiko, obviously that's going to be insane, but this slot can be basically anyone. It could even be Kyoku to try to protect somebody, and in the epic spot, you could just run, Taragi or Burenguri in a shield or bolster set, something like that. You could run a second damage dealer with Negorio. All of that is really, really great. Here's the team that I'm going to be running, and it's a little OP. I'm not saying it's gonna beat everyone, but it's basically the same team that I already run as one of my main teams, with Shuzen in the lead. She's gonna be your best speed aura and like super ridiculous OP. We have Yumiko in here, and she's gonna do the resets. She actually resets Shuzen also, which is just creates this damage loop that's pretty incredible. I'm gonna run Harima in here as my main damage dealer, and I'm gonna run my Mikage in here as that stun and buff strip option. I think that, this could be whoever, right? But I like this as an option here. If you want to, you could also be running Yoshi in here. I think Yoshi is a reasonable option. I see people using him all the time, reasonably so, or at least in the past they did. But I think just that this is your damage dealer and your speed aura, and he's an epic, so you probably have him. But I guess I wanted to mention him there just to make sure that you knew about him. We'll jump in. Let's see if we can win this fight here, and then we'll jump over into the faction. I have some other ideas on how to improve these types of tournaments going forward. I really like this idea. I think it's super fun, and this is the kind of thing that we want to do in Live Arena, Plarium. We want these restrictions in Live Arena because it would be enjoyable. It would be interesting and fun. Like, let's say we have to pick one faction. Not just everybody uses Shadowkin, but like one faction or epics only. Like, let's just create a whole list. Just message me. I will give you a list. I'll come up with 20 different, little check boxes that we can have in there. Okay, so let's jump in here, see my team in action. I'm talking to Zalthan, my dude behind the scenes. He's going to hook me up with some critical information that I'm going to share with you here momentarily, but big shout out to him so I don't forget, because he's helping me out with the structure of this video, so I really appreciate that. All right, now Mikage's going to come in here and switch forms and stun, which is great. We didn't get the stun on Yumiko, obviously. And we didn't get the buff strip either, okay? But it's not gonna matter, all right? Now, if you had your Genbo in here, we would already be done with this. So I guess I'll pause here. This could be a little bit of a long fight. 1 second. I just realized my head was in the middle of the screen there for that fight. So let's do one more, but we did get that win. I just want to remind you that, you can just find your one-person fights, right? You can find your one-person fights. I would encourage you that if you want to participate in this, still leave your one-man defense up. I'm going to put my defense as this team, so if you want to go up against it, you can try to find me in Gold 5. That is kind of difficult, but it is what it is here. We'll jump in here with this team so you can see against a normal team what's going to happen here. Oh, Harima did not get the kill. And I probably need to book. Well, number one, I need to pay attention because Shuzen on auto will just give somebody else the buffs and the turn attack. And then sometimes you can lose if you're not paying attention. Okay, well, we got the A1 sleep going on. Okay, we weren't going to lose anyway. But if you're going to use Shuzen, you do need to be careful about that. Okay, so we've got a bunch of wins with this team. Before I move on, let's go look at the tournament brackets, and then we'll jump into the Shadowkin. Okay, so if you look at your tournament bracket here, you can see in my prep here, I've already got some points. We need 860 points. Zalthan said that that accounts for 51 fights. That's pretty crazy because you get 13 points per win. Oh, 51 wins, excuse me. 51 wins, not 51 fights. Jeez. Make sure you're choosing fights that you can win. There's not really a good answer for like the crazy Wukong Ultimate Death Knight teams. So make sure that you fight teams that you can beat. You know what I'm saying? So on lower accounts, they're going to need less points. So like approximately half. Like it'll really depend. Like if you're somewhere around level 50 and you're still in the lower tournament bracket, we're seeing point totals of like 240. And so that, depending on what level you're in, I'm gonna say like about half, so like 25 wins or so. But there's a lot of variables and a lot of factors there. There is 6-star relentless gear here. It's epic and not legendary, but they put like 200 Plarium play points in there randomly. I don't know. I think the rewards are slightly better than normal, but basically about the same. And then you have your snow points in there at 660. If you're gonna do this, you might as well go get half a primal shard, even though that's embarrassing. Just put a full primal shard there. What is the harm in it? Okay, so before I go over to Shadowkin and talk about a couple other champions and wrap up the video, what I want to say here, Plarium, is I think that this could be so much better if we were actually fighting the people in our tournament group. Like, in order to enter the tournament, you have to set up a defense. Once you set up the defense for this, then you get entered into the tournament groups and broken up from there. So, what I think would be cool is if we're just fighting the people in our tournament groups, then our defense would actually matter. It would matter. I would put a lot more effort into building a good defense for this tournament. I would care at all about what my defense is.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Okay, Sirius trying to tell me that it's wrong, right? She's agreeing with me here. Something went wrong with this tournament setup, and there's so many cool things that we could do in Raid if we just have a little creativity. Again, Plarium, reach out. I will help you iron out the details. All right, let's head over to Shadowkin. Okay, so what champions are you gonna want to use for this? Okay. I think that basically the short answer is champions that you have. Okay, I know that that's dumb, but like if your only good champion is Michinaki, put him in the team. Okay, like Gamaran, can you use him? Yeah, you can put block revive on some Wukong if you need to. Corrado, he can still lock people out. He can still do reasonable amount of damage, right? I'm sure there are some Jingwan people. I'm sure there are some Rio people, right? As far as the epics go, there's Kinagashi as a reviver, okay? Who else would I actually recommend as an epic? Just Nagorio and Genbo are going to probably be my only two actual recommendations. There are no rares or anything. But you have a faction war team for Shadowkin. So whatever that team is, you could bring that into Arena and find some fights for you to win. This chick right here, if you pair her with another aura, is this not the right one? Yes. Increases all heal and turn meter fill effects by 20% when used on allies from the Shadowkin. So, this might be, like, if you leveled her up for Faction Wars, I wouldn't recommend just going to level her up unless you have to. But, like, this could be, like, a sneaky pick, right? Tomoe could be a sneaky pick. As far as, like, a tanky defensive team, I don't really think that's an option. And if you're trying to do that, I guess the only way, in my opinion, would be to go through Kyoku. Because I mean, maybe that's where Jingwan comes in, paired with Kyoku like that. But I don't think that Shadowkin really has good options for, coming in here to be tanky and stuff. So you're going to want to win quickly. You're going to want to set up your team so that you're hopefully faster than them. You're going to be picking easy fights, all of those things. Make sure you let me know if you care about this tournament. What is your team? Was this video helpful for you? I'd love to hear all of those things in the comments below. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck and have a great day.